Welcome to Amazing World Adventures. Alright, I probably should have started filming sooner, but I didn't. So, this is what we got. I'm removing this fridge. So the fridge has been great until about 2 weeks ago. It quit working, but it was 27 years old. It's original to the coach. This is a 1995. And so it just stopped working. I bought a new one. Took 2 weeks to get here. That's a whole other story. Let's not get into that. But so right now what I'm doing is around the edges there were a bunch of screws. I pulled all of those out. Basically they hold all of these face pieces on, and I need to pull those out in order to see. This shouldn't really be attached to much of anything. You'd be surprised at how little holds an RV refrigerator in place. I've replaced more than one, so I kind of have a little bit of experience with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it out. Right now, outside of camera's view, I already have a replacement refrigerator, and I just need to get this one out so I can get that one in. This is going to be a multi-step process, and it's not really a one-person job. But I'm working alone right now, so I'll get done what I can get done until my help arrives. I guess I might as well show the unboxing. We'll all see this refrigerator at the same time. But it kind of reminds me of the one of the episodes in Futurama. If anybody is a fan of Futurama, in the early seasons, actually it might have been in the pilot episode, when Fry was trying to find a place to live, and he asked if refrigerators still come in boxes in the 30th century, and he's told, yeah, but the rents are outrageous. Alright, so yeah, it's already disconnected and loose. We really just need help physically getting it out and carrying it. Alright, so if you've never pulled out an RV fridge before, or seen the area that the RV fridge is mounted in, it's really just a big hole. That space that where you can see daylight right down here, that's the vent to the outside, and that's where you need the vent because of propane and also for airflow. And then if you look up, you can tell that there's daylight coming in right off here. So there's about a foot or so gap from the back of this cabinet to the wall. There's right in here in this space. There's a gap, and at the top there's a roof vent. And so theoretically what happens is that the heat from the heat that's generated from the refrigerator, cold air gets drawn in down here and hot air escapes out the roof vent up top. And there's you can see there's a wall outlet. Try to zoom in, but I have my wide angle lens, so it's not going to zoom very far. But right there is just a standard 110 wall outlet, and then this here is the propane line, and then over here most of this is wiring that's unrelated to the refrigerator. It's just a convenient place for them to put it because it's out of sight. But there's one little wire right down here. That's a 12-volt line. So if you have a dual fuel fridge, then it runs off of 110 when it's running on electricity, 110, 120 volt, whatever, or propane is the two typicals. But the control board still runs on 12 volt, so that runs off of battery. And so that's what that 12 volt wire is for, is to run the control board. The electrical outlet is to plug in the fridge for when it's running on electricity, and the propane line, of course, is for it to run on propane. Now, the new fridge that I've got is not a dual fuel. It's just an apartment fridge, electric only. So I'm only going to be using the electrical outlet. The propane line, what I probably will do is, since it's already there and it's already tapped into the propane tank, is I will set that up for exterior use, maybe for a grill or something like that. But the line is already there. I'll use it for something. For now, I'll just cap it off and leave it alone and not worry about it. Now, weirdly, I don't know why they went to the trouble of actually building an enclosed cabinet. This, again, is dead space up here, but they actually did build a fully enclosed cabinet, even on the back side. So I'm going to have to pull that apart because I will have to cut a few extra inches from up here in order to get my new taller fridge into this space. So one of the things that I'm doing, I've already cut, you can see out here, for the taller refrigerator, but I had a couple of pieces of foam. I've got one there, one here, and I've got a couple of pieces of Reflectix. And this is scrap that's left over from a previous project, but it was too big of scraps to just throw away. So since I have access to this outside wall, then I am adding these as insulation to this outside wall so that I won't pick up excess heat from the sun through that wall to heat up the refrigerator. And all I'm doing is putting double-sided tape and then staples with a staple gun to attach. Alright, so I lost the footage of the refrigerator being put into place. It's now here. I'll have to put some trim molding all the way around to pretty it up, but it's in place. It is plugged in. I have food and such, and compared to the old fridge, it's cavernous.